We're Heather and Yine. 2 months ago we bought a big old box van, named her Lottie, and have been turning her into a home ever since. So I had my last day in the army, in work, ever, yesterday. So now the pressure is on to finish our home so the adventures can begin. This week we finished off the cut through, and just when everything looked like it was coming together, carnage. We are delighted that you found our build series. To follow along with the rest of the build, you can subscribe below.
Alright, day 2 of trying to get this cut through done. We've still got 2 seats, because Heather didn't manage that. And we've got a half hole, because Heather didn't manage that. This is why she shouldn't start jobs without me. She's not going to add this in to the edit. But yes, it's day 2. We've still got to finish the cut through and get those seats out. So I'm going to jump in now with a couple of different tools that Heather didn't have last time. And I'm going to see if I can get this finished off. It is late afternoon, so it's going to be dark pretty soon. So we're going to be working under the night lights. Should be a bit of fun. Let's get to it. Okay, so we've got a hole that Heather cut last time in the wood. We've got to get through this metal and this kind of insulation, like carpet sort of stuff that's on the other side. She was having an issue because her blade wasn't long enough on the jigsaw. She's actually got longer jigsaw blades, but I'm going to try with this, a reciprocating saw. Reciprocating saw. It's got a longer blade, and hopefully I won't have the same issue she was having, because it's a lot thinner. So we'll give that a go. If that doesn't work, we'll then go the other way and do what she was doing. Let's see how we get on. Okay, a couple of quick things. This friggin' carpet stuff is actually what Heather was struggling with the other day, I think, because you cannot cut through this carpet shit with any sort of blade, metal blade, wood blade, nothing. You just have to use a Stanley knife. This metal is also particularly awkward to cut through because it's so like flexible that it just vibrates loads and the blades snap. It should be hopefully slightly easier to cut from the other side, and I have just managed to get to the bolt that Heather couldn't get out the other day with the ratchet, now that I've got the toolbox that she didn't have, and it's a really awkward 13mm. So I've just managed to get my arm down there and start loosening that off, so once I get that out, hopefully I'll get this whole seat out and then I'll be able to do everything from that side. That would make things easier. I think having that last bolt out has done it. Hey, seats are up. She's out, baby. Check this out. We got a hole. Got a bit of a hole. That's cool. I can do the rest from in here, so that should be fine.
Hello everybody! So I had my last day in the army, in work, ever, yesterday, which was very exciting, and I was super excited to get up this morning and do lots of work on the van. Woke up this morning and I couldn't move my neck. It's got a lot better now. Myself and Yine finally got ourselves outside to get working. There he is!
This is our step.
Yeah. We need to get a proper step. At the moment we're using the spare tyre.
Actually, it was dark last night, so they can see what I've done properly now in the light. Which is basically destruction of ruined
took
stuff.
Out that centre piece of fabric, took out the seat, and now we're getting jiggy. And Yine's shivering.
Getting jiggy with it. Window gives me too much grief. I'm gonna be pretty content in just smashing this bad boy.
So if Yine's smash method doesn't take over, what our actual plan is to cut this rubber seal and pull it off on this side and then pliers. Pop it out. I did have pliers before, I think they're in the box.
Little blue pliers somewhere.
Yeah.
Hiya! Outside of the van now, and I'm going to pass it out to you. No, hold on, I can take it through. Never mind. Ta-da! this sucker out.
I'm going to hold up a piece of 5mm ply to that gap and you can trace around it.
Where? Oh yeah. Gosh, that's quite impressive.
Quite impressive, but also... Oops.
A little bit oops.
Can you... Well, maybe you can do it from this side then.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It's a trick for cutting bendy lines. She's in good shape. I'll straighten her out. Straighten her out. Should be good to go.
Real smooth.
Yep.
You've got wonky eyes, boy.
So this is our rubber tubing that's going to go around our cut through, which fits perfect onto the metal there. Fits like a really nice snug seal. Obviously we've got these protruding out, which I'm going to have to cut off. I might be able to just do that with the angle grinder, just cut in enough so that this will fit.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have to put something on here to connect this to, because this like 18mm ply is too fat and our rubber seal won't connect around it. So we're going to have to connect something all the way around here. Maybe just some 5mm ply or something like that. I think would work.
Okey-dokey. So I've now got my window templates cut out now. So this one will go behind the driver's door. I'm going to seal that in. Seal it in with some Sikaflex around the edges, and I'm going to paint it with the same paint that we did the exterior doors with after it's in. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a relatively simple job, she says, naively. So, I'm not sure if you can see from where you are, but I've put the boards in and they didn't quite line up with this line. So in the gap between, I've just been cutting little bits of offcuts of the ply to just push it up against this here rim that it needs to sit in. So now I'm going to go around and Sikaflex this in, and afterwards it'll be painted. I'm such a bloody klutz. Oh. Can't do anything tidily. Alright, I guess I'm going over that with a navy marker someday. Right. Okay, so 1 and 2, excuse the light, sorry, panels in. So they are just supported from the back, like I was telling you, getting pushed up against the metal. And then once it's dry, those can come out and it'll stay in place. Fingers crossed. Good morning, team. We are back at it this morning. I had a forced early wake up today because I had to drive Yai into the airport for 6. So I'm in the van for 7, which is good going by any account, by my standards at least. And I am back to the cut through. So when we Sikaflex these in yesterday, they've done exactly what I wanted them to, so they're in exactly the right place. I've just sealed off this edge. So now I'm going to, using the same paint from the back, paint these up. Now that they're all sealed in, then we'll attach the metal here and here so we can attach this gasket to everything and complete the cut through. But can you see that? Can you see that windscreen? Very frosty now. It is December after all. I don't know what I'm expecting, but it's chilly. So I'll be getting my cup of tea later, don't you worry. Okie dokie, so I've been to B&Q. I got some metal skirting, which I'll show you in a minute, for the job. I also had a second breakfast and got a cup of tea because I was up at 4:30 this morning leaving Yine to the airport. So this is what I've got, and I think it should do the job. So let's get it cut up and get it on. I have to tell you though, I'm definitely feeling a lot less bad that I didn't manage to get all of this finished last week, because this turned out to be a way bigger job than I ever thought it was going to be. How I ever thought I was going to get it done in a day or two, I don't know. Okie dokie. I've got these self-tapping screws. I'm going to put them through. I'm going to angle grind off the excess on the other side and then go over it with some Sikaflex.
Trying to make up your mind like you need more time. You've already spent most of mine. Even when your words fail, you try to keep it light.
So that is on. Bottom, both sides and top. The only problem I have now is these corners that are curvy. So I've just cut off a little bit like this, and that's just going to get slapped on there like that. I've just clamped the one on this side and I'm about to screw it in. That's what that looks like now. Not the prettiest job, but it'll all get hidden. This is just for the rubber gasket to attach to. It's about damn time you get it right. 'Cause I'm up all night, you keep pretending that you keep fighting. See the world when it falls. I'm up all night, you just keep talking. Are you even Happy days! So they are now all angle grinded off from the far side. The reason I did that was they don't obviously reach the far side at the moment and they don't damage the cab of the vehicle, but when the vehicle moves, that gap is to allow it to turn, etc. So now I'll just give you a little peek. If you can see that, they're nice and short, so the chance of that ever hitting the other side now is very slim. So now what I'm going to do is, in this gap, I'm just going to put some Sikaflex just to make sure it's 100% watertight, and then the gasket is going on. I think I'm actually going to get this done today and I am buzzing. I'm also going to Sikaflex. Oh, it's actually a bit nervous. So I've done about 3/4, just about here now, and I'll show you the only bit that's tricky. So this metal works perfectly. I'll flip onto the other side in the cab and show you what's going on. The part that's hard is getting it on this ply. The ply is probably 2 or 3 times thicker, that should be a tongue twister, than the metal. So I have to widen the gasket to get it to wrap around. Just when everything looked like it was coming together, carnage. So I've had to go back 2 steps to hopefully go forward 3. So this hole on the inside is very slightly smaller than the hole on the outside, and that is because where the metal was cut, it kind of goes in the kind of like an S shape, Whereas on the inside, the metal is flat the whole way around. So although the holes are the same size, the gasket goes further on the inside, so it twists and it keeps pulling off in the corners. So what I'm going to have to do is make the hole slightly higher on this side to try and make it even out. I think that'll work. If it doesn't, I've got no idea. No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna work. Fingers crossed. Hallelujah to the baby Jesus. It actually worked. I can't believe it. We've got a cut through. That was something else. So I've actually just spent the last kind of hour or so trying to clean all the Sikaflex off the gasket and off around the outsides because it was a total mess, but now I can actually show you. This is what it looks like in the middle now. There is no gap to the outside. I still have to do a bit of Sikaflex removal on the insides, but I've done both of the outsides. And yeah, now it just looks like rubber with a metal trim. But I'm actually quite happy with that now. I had a panicked moment, I'm not lying, when it wasn't fitting and it kept pulling off. So in case you didn't quite see what I was doing, I took this off, removed these two as well, pulled this out from where it was, got the jigsaw in, made this higher. So it's actually slightly higher now on this side than the far side, but because essentially this side was taking more gasket than this side, so when it got to the corners, and you can see a little bit here, it was stretching and it wasn't fitting equally on both sides. So the corners on this side kept popping off because this side was using less gasket. So yeah, I just brought this up a bit higher, and I think it looks quite smart. I think it looks quite smart indeed, even if I do say so myself. And I think that is now a full circle way for me to end this video with the cut through finished. Yo baby! Just for that. Next week you might actually see us put up some walls, but you know what, at this point, if you do follow these videos, you'll realise the things that we say we're going to do the next week never end up happening. Something completely different happens. So yeah, we will do some more stuff next week. Hope you're there with us.